So, we're gonna do something drastically different for us, because Cloud, we spend a lot of time with our video game characters on the ground, or on terra firma, or on Earth. So I decided to play a game about space truckers, produced by Blizzard.
I can't see a thing. I swear, it's always some damn thing. Wait, got it. Ah, hell. This thing
What
ain't
the
gonna
fuck?
hold.
Yeah, space truckers from Aliens. Because during Alien 1, their space age tech was very, very shoddy.
So, the Planet Jaggers.
Kinda? Yeah. I mean, we're more or less a salvage crew attempting to just scrape by by looting the remains of other of other people's space conflicts that they didn't bother to clean up.
What you got for me out there, Joey Ray?
Oh my god, it's hideous. I can't look away, though.
We got a big old buttload of floating debris out here.
Got a big old buttload of butt pugs all pulling out a trunk over here. So these are the Terrans, because these sound exactly like the fucking guys from Starcraft 2.
How are we gonna get all this home?
We hear ya.
Oh, look, a satellite
What's going
dish.
on?
Detach and moving toward the derelict spacecraft.
And of course,
The
more
derelict
technical
vehicle.
difficulties.
Out again.
Well, quit picking at it.
I ain't picking at it, damn it.
Quit picking at it. Get that dadgum salvage palladium unobtainium.
That is a very large spacecraft.
I got visual.
We're
I
going to
don't know
move
where the hell
on.
that camera
We're
is.
going to survive. On this day, we celebrate our Independence Day. Whoa. That was a very specific injury, getting his head fucking destroyed.
Yes, it was. Alright, everyone. Welcome to Starcraft, one of the worst and least well thought out things that I have ever done for this channel. Here's our opening menu.
Okay.
And we're skipping the tutorial because we don't need it. So we're going to be going through all three of the StarCraft 1 normal campaigns.
Online. Good evening, Magistrate. I'll fill you in on what's been happening.
I am the magistrate of this court system.
Substantially within the system due to the recent Protoss destruction of the Chow Sar colony. The Confederates.
All right, voice
I
acting.
don't know a lot of the
Check.
backlog. I don't know a lot of the backlog information regarding the campaign. At least the Terran campaign. I mean, all the backlog information for the other two campaigns happens, and we get to play it. But I don't know what caused the Protoss to attack the Chow Sar colony. More than likely, it was the Confederate conspiracy that we'll learn about later.
Right, the actual like narrative reasons and the character and the story characteristics and interactions that are canon versus
Right.
what I think the game by the opening screen was alluding to was you're going to sneak up on your opponent while he's got his pants down taking a dookie and you're going to blow his fucking head off.
Raynor has agreed to meet your personnel en route.
And that's StarCraft as I've experienced it. I've been caught with my pants down many times.
All right, and this is why it's one of the worst, one of the least well thought out things I have ever done. We're doing a full-fledged classic RTS game.
These Confederates think they can push anything.
A game, and it's a game
not gonna
that
push
I'm not
yours,
actually particularly all that good at. So,
I read you. Give me some of this shit.
We will do our best.
I'm Jim Raynor, Marshal of these parts.
all right. So, Cloud, you were mentioning before we started that you are not all that familiar with StarCraft 1 specifically.
Which is ironic because when I was 10, my 10th birthday present was a copy of the PC StarCraft 1. And I unfortunately never opened it.
Huh? Why was that?
So, yeah. So when you I'm pretty sure you get credit for introducing me to StarCraft 2. So when I finally played StarCraft 2, that's when it sunk in. Oh, that's what that game was about.
Yeah, because alright. Another thing that's a bit poorly thought out for this, I decided to go back to using my trusty call-out method of explaining what the fuck is supposed to be happening.
We're in tutorial land right now. Next question.
We're technically in tutorial land. I mean, the first mission that we skipped over was actual tutorial land. This is technically tutorial land plus, where we actually have a legitimate mission objective and can explore around it, for our free will.
SCVs are goddamn hideous.
I don't actually find
Yeah.
the SCVs to be all that displeasing to look at, honestly.
Well, it looks like his eyes are too close to the top of his head.
You mean on the character portrait, or
on the character portrait, yeah.
Ah, the character portrait. Okay.
No, the model itself is fine. The character portrait is like touch of acid dream, touch hallucination. Please wake me up.
All right, so Jim's frag grenade does not actually one-shot Zerglings, and I thought it did because later on it will one-shot Zerglings, but that's after you start getting some story progress and upgrades around. But for the time being, Jim on his own cannot actually do the scouting around that we want to do. Although the scouting around in this mission specifically is mostly pointless. Because these Zerglings will never actually attack your colony.
Yes,
They'll just sit there, waiting for you to come at them.
Yeah, they wanna get you used to it's more important that you know how to attack than I think in any game. It's more important to know how to score points than how to defend yourself against having the other team score points. So we're exploring, and then probably as early as the next mission, I can't say because I never played, we'll have to learn how to defend the base.
Yeah, I attempt to use both callouts and text in order to communicate with the viewers what's going on. It does not work well because there's a dedicated character limit going on the text chat.
Oh, there's a character limit, all right. Oh wait, that's you typing that?
Yep. Alright, so now we're just sitting here waiting for our Marines to finish building. One thing that I have to mention
Yep, 4 to go.
About going back to StarCraft 1 specifically is that one of the big things that you will need to do if you're coming back to this game is turn up the goddamn game speed, because the standard game speed is so goddamn slow that it's mostly unplayable that way. Although it's very important for it to be that speed for strategic options and maneuvers, you can't produce anything at that speed.
Yeah, it's taking wicked long to get out, but like that's what I didn't like about StarCraft 2 is because, well, especially because you usually were the only one I would be playing with, or my buddy, that I can't even get like oriented at the same speed because I think it's too fast for me.
Yeah, if you're used to older RTS games, StarCraft and StarCraft 2 can be very difficult to just jump into. I will most certainly admit that. But then again, I'm an asshole, so. And in the next part, we'll continue on to the start of the actual Terran campaign.